Nico Hulkenberg is without question one of the best drivers to ever race in Formula 1, but not because of his championship titles, race wins, pole positions, or record-breaking spins and collisions. Instead, Nico shines through pain and suffering. You see, Hulkenberg has been an underdog throughout his whole career. You could put him up against an excavator and no one would expect him to win. But not because he isn't skilled. Heck, the man is one of the fastest drivers on the grid. Instead, it's because he drives shitboxes, or the forces of evil and darkness magically rips his car into pieces. But how he always perseveres through any disadvantage makes Hulkenberg the Incredible Hulk.
And Hulk. Finish P5 with a tractor.
And this becomes even more special when you realize that Nico's been pushing through struggles ever since he started his F1 career. In his debut with Williams in 2010, the team was broke and mediocre. But in his third ever race, he outqualifies his experienced teammate and scores points. And in Brazil, he puts in a phenomenal lap in qualifying and gets pole position.
But he does. Hulkenberg doesn't. Look at the time. Look at that. It's almost a second quicker. Nico Hulkenberg.
Though in the race, Williams was slow, so he finished 8th. But that was still amazing, and Nico was seen as a rising star. So you could just imagine how I reacted when I found out that he didn't even secure a seat in 2011. And the worst part is, of all people in God's green earth, he lost it to Pastor Maldonado. AKA Jack the Ripper with a car, due to sponsorship money as well. This was more than just a robbery, we witnessed a heist. But thankfully Nico came back to F1 in 2012, and despite some unlucky career decisions, he continued to cook.
Someone cooked here.
In Belgium, he finished 4th. Monza 2013 qualified his midfield Sauber in P3. And in Korea, back in an era where F1 intros used to look like this, Nico strongly finished 4th and even fought Mercedes. And in Japan, Austin, Brazil, he continues to get solid results and pulled off overtakes more beautiful than a date with Charles Leclerc.
Are you sure about that?
Yes! Then in 2014, he finished 5th 4 times, and in 2015, while having an F1 seat, he went and won Le Mans. Nico did everything, and his drives were phenomenal, and that makes me even more pissed that he could have lost all that to Pastor the Molester Maldonado. But one thing stuck out throughout Nico's F1 journey. No matter how good his performances were, he never managed a podium. And this is where everyone realized that he had a curse. The most painful example, Brazil 2012, a race that Nico could have won, but he crashed trying to overtake Lewis, something he still regrets even to this day.
Brazil 2012, that is, one I'm going back to often. Should have been a bit more patient.
But then came in races like Singapore 2017. After there was a public purge on lap 1, Nico was running 3rd, but he had to retire thanks to Renault's amazing reliability, aka the car exploded after 5 laps.
Oh, here's our bus to the airport.
Then onward to Abu Dhabi 2018, Nico wasn't competing for a podium, but he got a little kiss from Grosjean, which then made his car barrel roll until it was upside down and on fire. But then came 2019, where he finally gets paired with Daniel Ricciardo, which gave birth to But despite Nico's jolly teammates, 2019 was depressing. In Nico's home race, he looked like he was gonna finally get his podium, but he lost the car and kissed the barriers. And let me tell you, that race mortified everyone. It was Nico's few chances that season, and a podium in Germany would have been perfect, but that day never came. Even just thinking about it gives me nightmares.
Hey Nico, tough day out there, it looked like it. How would you sum it up?
And if Nico wasn't going through enough shit already, not even a month later, Renault announced that they were going to be replacing him with Esteban Ocon. I swear the French continue to disappoint. This is like beating up a dead horse. But well, at least it wasn't Pastor Maldonado. Esteban is still a track killer though. You just replaced Jack the Ripper with Freddy Krueger. But point is, Nico has been blue-balled. Anytime he comes close to getting a podium, his hopes and dreams just burst into nothing. And so far, that was it for his F1 career. A great start in 2010, but it just gets gradually worse and worse until he was fired in 2019. However, Nico still found a way to race in F1 and perform like he was on crack, because in 2020 he was still a reserve driver for Racing Point, and in Silverstone he jumps in the car on short notice, proceeds to qualify 3rd, and finishes the race 7th. Then in the Eiffel Grand Prix, Nico was called in 4 hours before qualifying, unfortunately starts 20th, I mean no shit, but then lap after lap he gets a hang of the car and climbs up all the way to P8.
Great job, Nico. Great job. P8. P8.
Oh, shoopers.
And this is what makes Nico so great. He can jump in a car after a trip to the Bahamas, then drive it to its limits in just a few laps. His adaptability is phenomenal. This man is the definition of improvise, adapt, overcome, which allows him to put midfield cars into places where they shouldn't be. It's like seeing a polar bear in Western Australia. Nico has driven midfield machines his whole career, but no matter what dumpster fire he's given that the rest of the grid would laugh at, his team just responds with,
"We have a Hulk."
And Nico just slams competition to the ground.
Okay, copy that. We are checking it.
Like, his run at Haas was sensational. He placed his tractor into Q3 over 17 times in 2 years and finished 7th and P6 twice. And of course, his most phenomenal result, along with Kevin Magnussen, Monaco 2024. Now that is consistency. But now enter 2025, a season I'd say is Nico's best, but not because of total points. Instead, it's his comebacks. For example, he started 17th, then finished 7th in Australia, started 16th and finished 5th in Spain, and started 13th and finished 8th in Canada. This man is on a generational run, and it's even more impressive when you realize that he did it in a green cucumber that's sponsored by a gambling company. Oh my god. But still, no podium. You know, I'm surprised that after 16 years of podiumless races, Nico has not completely lost his mind. Like, the angriest I've seen him was Germany 2019, and he just sits there. If that was Max Verstappen, he would have started throwing hands with the car, which is why personality is another reason why I'd say Nico is so special and likable. Ever since he joined the sport, Nico's always been a well-spoken, mature, down-to-earth guy, and I think the reason why he's so composed is because he's been through so much shit. I mean, more than 200 races with no podiums, numerous opportunities slipping away. Hulkenberg has gone through hell to the point where starting last doesn't even faze him anymore. And even if his car is a wheelbarrow used to carry cow shit, he still gives it everything. Push, push, as they say. Whether it's on track or on the toilet, Nico will give 100%. And this is why I love him. His determination and calm demeanor while dragging a Haas into Q3 sends you to heaven. Hot take? A Hulkenberg P4 is better than a McLaren 1-2. But still, I was always frustrated for Nico's podiumless career. But that was until Silverstone, one of the most ass-clenching races I've witnessed in 2025. Because in the weekend, Max Verstappen started it by complaining about his Red Bull 24/7.
Unbelievable. And it's not the feedback. Look at that. It's like a shopping trolley.
But then in qualifying, he locks in and gets pole out of nowhere.
But Max Verstappen will not give up on this one.
Oh my god. Ref, he's using his childhood trauma as motivation, ref. Stop him. I bet you 20 solid buckaroos that Max Verstappen could complain about having erectile dysfunction and get Kelly pregnant with triplets the next day. Also, Ferrari nearly had Lewis out in Q1. Typical. And Charles Leclerc had a massive meltdown after Q3.
So fucking shit I am. I am so fucking shit.
Damn. Must be the shit. I guess, Charles. Valid crash out. But off to the race, it was carnage. The weather was torture and cars were everywhere. Lawson gets kissed, DNF. Bortoletto went off, DNF. And Max was sliding like he was lubed up. So Oscar took the lead, Lando and Max battled like ex-husbands while Charles went lawn mowing. And everyone was pretty much fucking blind.
We're usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
So into lap 18, the rookies were practically dead, and as the safety car was wrapping, Max Verstappen spins on the restart, dropping to 9th. At that point, I just knew Toto Wolff was celebrating like he was getting married all over again. But after Max slipped, you'll notice that Lance Stroll was in P3 now. Can't say I was surprised though, since Lance does turn into Senna as soon as a drop of water hits the track.
Must be the water.
But then I realized Nico Hulkenberg was P4 in his green jelly bean, and he did that by making all the right strategy calls himself. You see, instead of being a fart smeller, Nico was a smart fella. He listened to his intuition instead of his engineers and made banger calls left and right.
We will box this lap. Nico, box for medium.
No, you sure? I don't know. I would do that. Stay out.
20 minutes later.
Stay out.
No. I can't. This ties up. Box. I'm coming to the box.
Which put him right behind Lance, and all I had in my mind was just... I hurt my hand! Bitch. And boy did my wish come true. As Lance expectedly ran out of talent, Gothenburg overtakes him for 3rd. This man went 19th to P3 in a green wheelbarrow, cucumber, sour pickle, rolling pin, farm equipment, whatever you want to call it. He dragged that thing to the top. But still, after that, Lewis Hamilton was sniffing. However, Nico pulled lap times right out of his ass and gapped the fuck out of him. And as the track gets drier, everyone's switching to dries. Lewis goes off, losing time, while Nico Gothenberg went out of the pits problem-free. Then he proceeds to gap Hamilton again, and finally, after years and years of waiting, 239 races, so much pain, hard work and perseverance, Nico Hulkenberg crosses the line.
And finally, he gets to stand on the podium! A podium for the first time! His record that he didn't want can be wiped clean, and at Sauber they can celebrate!
Incredible, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You did an absolutely fantastic job. I can't believe it.
Holy shit, was that race a banger. Now, it was kind of disappointing though to see Oscar and Lando not shower Gothenberg in champagne. If I was there, I would start drowning him. Heck, if Nico wanted other fluids splashed onto him, I'd gladly do that too. Also, when the trophies were given out, he received a Lego trophy.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Which is dope, but a real trophy would have been nice. But Nico played it off like the gentleman that he is.
How does it feel after 15 years of F1 to get a podium and it's made out of Lego that you can just pull apart?
I love Lego. It's good. My daughter can play with it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he is always looking at the bright side. GOAT behavior. And after the podium, I saw like 50 different Instagram posts about it, and to be honest, my grin still hasn't faded. Honestly, I can't name one person who wouldn't be happy for Nico, and those who aren't...
Oh, I'm the Hulk! I'm so sad! I don't know how to defend myself! My God.
And funny how in the same weekend we got Christian Horny sacking, and I'm pretty sure Toto's already preparing his honeymoon with Max, but it's like Hulkenberg's podium opened up Pandora's box.
Oh, what was I worried about?
Oh God! But in conclusion, Nico Hulkenberg, after years of suffering, mistakes, and regret, still decides to push through it all to finally get the podium he deserves, making the Hulk not only one of the most determined drivers, but also a racer with the greatest redemption arc in Formula 1. And that's why I think there will never be another Nico Hulkenberg.